Good morning, you guys. This first topic, super spicy. It's been a super talked about topic. We've done it a few times on this network already, but preseason's starting up. So who do you guys think is under more pressure, Jared Goff or Matthew Stafford?
Ooh, Jeff, you want to go first?
Yes, I'll make my point first, Adam. I have Matthew Stafford's under more pressure this year. Obviously, the amount of the Rams gave up for him is key. 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and their former number 1 overall pick, Jared Goff. Not only that, but he's joining forces with the best defense he's ever had. Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, you can even add the best coach he's ever had schematically, and better weapons. I don't know the best weapons he's ever had, but pretty good weapons. Pretty good weapons. And the only reason why I wouldn't say Jared is because nobody really expects much from the Detroit Lions, number 1, and most of the media is already down on Jared considering the year he had prior. But in terms of pressure, Stafford blows him out the water. And you're wrong if you choose the other guy.
All right, well, let me convince you why it's actually Jared Goff. All right?
You could try.
And please try to follow along here.
Yeah, okay.
Jared Goff in the last 2 seasons has thrown 29 interceptions. Okay, turnover machine. His QBR in the last 2 seasons, 54.4. His former team were willing to give up 2 first-round picks and him to get him out the door. Jared Goff, unlike Matthew Stafford, is in a situation where he actually has to prove himself if he wants to remain here. Why? Well, the Detroit Lions, probably going to be a bottom 5 team this year in the NFL, which means they're going to be in a position to draft a quarterback. So if Jared Goff doesn't show up, commits less turnovers, plays good football, I'll tell you what, buddy, he's out the door. Because the Detroit Lions have 2 first-round picks in the next 2 NFL drafts. And you couldn't convince me otherwise that if Jared Goff goes out and stinks the bed like he did the last 2 seasons, that he's not out the door. He's gone. It's not even a question. He is a bridge quarterback. He's thrown less touchdowns year to year over the last 3 seasons. He's thrown less yards per game year to year over the last 3 seasons. He has six fourth quarter comebacks in his entire career. Let's all keep in mind, Detroit Lions fans, you're accustomed to fourth quarter comebacks because the team doesn't show up till the fourth quarter anyways. Why bother with the first 3? So the guy you have in place right now can't even get it done when you're going to be behind all season in the fourth quarter. But this isn't just about Jared Goff. This is about the Lions' decisions. What did they do? What messages did the Lions send to us this offseason? Well, they drafted Penei Sewell. He fell. I think everybody agrees that was a very good pick. But, you know, if they really wanted Jared to be the guy, don't you think they would have addressed, I don't know, maybe tried to get an Elijah Moore, a wide receiver, something to help him, whether it was in free agency or the draft. But no. In the draft, they went back-to-back defensive linemen after taking Penei Sewell.
I think you're missing a big point here.
Go ahead.
Matthew Stafford has never won a playoff game, and he's in Los Angeles where they're expecting, to my surprise, a Super Bowl and/or he's in talks to win MVP.
Can we both agree that during Matthew Stafford's times here in Detroit, he was very inconsistent. He was either very good or very bad. You never got a consistent Matthew Stafford from a turnover to production standpoint outside of garbage yards in the fourth quarter. But although he's under pressure to deliver with the Rams the next 2 seasons, it's a different kind of pressure. It's a pressure that the Detroit Lions have no idea. They have no grasp of what kind of pressure that is. You know why? Because there's never an expectation. There's never a standard to win. So Matthew Stafford is walking in easily to the best situation of his career. And I promise you, Kirk Cousins could probably walk into LA and deliver damn near what Stafford's going to deliver. This isn't just about Stafford. Stafford's walking into such a good situation that it doesn't feel like pressure. They lose Cam Akers, I'm not even worried. Like, Jared Goff might be a backup quarterback or out of the league in 2 seasons if he doesn't perform. If Stafford just does what Stafford typically does, put up good numbers, Rams win a playoff for a game or 2 and then they get bounced, Sean McVay's going to be looked at like, hey, you gave up 2 first-round picks, you gave up our future, a compensatory pick, you gave up so much for this guy, he didn't deliver, you didn't deliver, it's on you, Sean. It's not on Matthew Stafford. If they don't succeed in LA, it's Sean McVay who gets kicked out at the end of the day.
You have to
consider, there's no other way to see it. Jared Goff is playing for his future. So when he goes out this year, like we should all expect, and doesn't perform like an all-pro quarterback, don't be shocked when the Lions look into taking a quarterback in this upcoming draft or the one following.
If you look at it straight up, okay, let's just take Matthew Stafford, a guy who we mentioned earlier has never won a playoff game, comes from a quote unquote a bad situation. According to a lot of people, the Detroit Lions franchise is a laughingstock in terms of coaching, in terms of personnel. We had Kelvin Johnson and a pretty good defense back in 2014, but besides that, a laughingstock. And now he's going to LA, and I get it. The GM and of course Sean McVay, they talk about these trades, but you cannot deny that Matthew's going to a way better situation. I understand that it's a great situation, but the pressure's still there. He needs to produce, win
What's
games.
more difficult to pull off? Winning with a very good football team, and here, let me rephrase it. You look at a football team, you really like them, you think that they're NFC contenders, you upgrade them at quarterback. They haven't downgraded in the offseason anywhere. They upgrade at the most important position in football. Wouldn't you expect them to accomplish more? And then you look at Jared Goff, downgraded wide receiver in the organization, unsure what we're going to do with DeAndre Swift. The guy can't stop getting hurt. We'll see if he's even going to play a single snap in the preseason. The defense will improve this year, but it's not going to be all pro. The offense the offense will regress compared to last season, this season. So Jared Goff is the one under pressure. He has been put in a situation that the writing on the wall is so clear. I wish people could just see it. That he is a bridge quarterback, because if they were invested in Jared, they would have considered paying Galladay. They would have considered making a move before the trade deadline last year of, hey, you know what, let's get rid of Galladay now. Let's get some assets. We can use them in the offseason. We know what we're doing going forward. Like, there could have been so many other things that could have happened if they wanted to show that Jared Goff was the guy. You don't throw Jared Goff out there with Tyrell Williams, Brashad Perriman, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who we all think is nice, but he's a rookie. He's not coming out and getting 1,500 yards for you this season. So you don't have a wide receiver 1. You don't have a wide receiver 2. Your best player is going to be double coverage every single time you go out for a pass route. Every single time. So good luck, Jared. Jared is the one under most pressure, because if he doesn't perform this season, at the end of the day, it's going to be on him. And the organization, again, put him in a position where he's not going to succeed. You know why? Because, Jeff, they're trying to tell you, we don't want you. We know what we're doing. We got 4 first-round picks over the next 2 seasons. We just really addressed our defensive line, and we think they're going to turn out really good. Amon-Ra St. Brown could be a really, really good wide receiver for us. And we think we're going to be contenders in 2 seasons. And you know what? In 2 seasons, we can get rid of you basically for nothing.
But this is my problem. Jared Goff already has a built-in excuse. You just mentioned the wide receiver core, ranked bottom of the league in Pro Football Focus. Like, does that not alleviate pressure? Because that is a built-in excuse for any quarterback. Oh, I have the worst wide receiver core in the league.
I mean,
and they can't get open. They can't get separation. Matt Stafford has weapons and a defense. And a great head coach for, schematically. There's no reason why he should produce.
You know what? I'm going to agree with the last point you said. Matthew Stafford does have a great coach. He does have great players around him. Something Jared Goff also had over the last 6 years, which he clearly didn't capitalize on. So Jared Goff is the one under pressure. He's the one.
But he's at least one playoff game.
Here. So. I don't think you're understanding this in football terms, so I'm going to try to break it down in another way. All right? Let's say we're both married men, and I can't stand my wife. And I am willing to not only give you my wife, I'm willing to give you my wife, my bank account,
what is going on here?
My house, my cars, my suits, everything, just for me to get rid of my wife. And I'm so desperate to get rid of her, I'm even willing to take yours, but how badly I don't want her. And you're still telling me that she's not the one under pressure, or I'm not the one under pressure for making... No. Jared Goff is totally under pressure. It's not even close.
So you're going to tell me you're giving up half your bank account.
That's what the Rams did.
And you're trading your wife, and I'm under more pressure. After you just gave up all that for a new...
The wife is under pressure to perform for you. You're not under pressure. The Lions organization is not under pressure. Jared Goff is under pressure. So when I give you everything I gave you, you have the luxury cars, you have the luxury, the house, you have the suits, you have everything, you have the bank account, but you still got to deal with my annoying ass wife at the end of the day. And you got to address whether or not you want to be with her, and you're stuck with her for 2 seasons. So you got to make that decision.
Adam.
The wife I just gave you is under more pressure. It's not even a debate.
We couldn't have thought of like a better analogy.
That was
than
the
a
best
wife.
analogy.
It's a horrible analogy.
There's not a better analogy for it. Not a better analogy for it. It's not even a debate.
Adam sat here yesterday, looked this camera right in the eye, and said, "I honestly, the Lions are going to be bad this year, horribly bad." And he's okay with saying that.
Yeah, we're not talking about team performance. We're talking about individual performance.
Okay, but team performance has to do with if Jared Goff, if we're already expecting the Lions, they're in rebuild mode, not going to perform very well this year. Why would Jared Goff be under more pressure than a Stafford?
Jared Goff should be under pressure to control the way we play. He should limit turnovers.
That's it.
That would be ideal. If he throws under 10 interceptions, that is considered a very good season for Jared Goff. 10 or under, that'd be very, very good. I'd be very happy with that. If he could throw for 36, 37, 3,800 yards, 20, 22 touchdowns, that would be ideal given the circumstances. But he's not going to do that. He's going to turn over the ball. He's not going to throw that many touchdown passes. So, no, he's going to be under more pressure if he goes out this season and doesn't perform. Matthew Stafford, given his situation, injuries aside, if nothing crazy happens, the Rams are going to perform, and they're in an even more difficult division. It's I broke it down like super simple. If I gave you my wife, I gave you everything.
But there's
I
much
owned,
more into it.
That's how desperate I was to get rid of her, and then she's the one under pressure because I showed you how much I'm willing to give up to get rid of her. No, she's
what if
under more
one of
pressure.
the wives was injury prone? And a Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is not injury prone.
To stay.
That is a false narrative.
No.
Matthew Stafford was one of the most durable quarterbacks over the last 14 seasons.
But he's injured, but still play. He plays
hurt. Brett Favre played hurt. Tom Brady played last year without an MCL.
His thumb was still bothering him last year.
Oh,
and it's still this year.
Hurts,
but listen,
Mom, I can't throw the ball.
Playing with injuries, situational, Jared Goff is going to a great situation. He's chilling. He just needs to have a good season statistically. He's not worried about no day.
He's under pressure. He doesn't have all the tools around him, ideally that you'd want.
Yes.
But what's going to happen is the Lions told you what their plans are, and that's why he is under more pressure. He needs to outperform their expectations because they have 4 first-round picks over the next 2 seasons, and they're going to get rid of his ass if he comes out and throws 14, 15 interceptions year 1. It's that simple. But we got to take a break. When we come back, we got to talk about another quarterback who's going to be under pressure this season, and really the team overall and how they're performing. We'll get to that next here on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.